Hey guys, this is Ron here with Top Dollar Trucking. I wanted to come back and make this video here and give you guys some info and tell you guys, my take on, when you go to a school, like these trucking schools that say, well, hey, come drive with, us, we'll help you get your CDL, and they end up charging you a lot of money or whatever. So from my understanding of what I've heard and what I have been told, and a lot of people that have, asked me about it. So I want to come make this video and give you my take on it. And say, well, hey, Ron, should I go to a trucking school, hey, to get my CDL and get the experience? Look, I don't have a problem with you going to a school, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea if they are going to take you and put you on the road with a good trainer, for about, I would say at least about 6 months, 3 to 6 months tops, at least, with you driving behind the wheel and being taught. And I'm talking about going from East Coast to West Coast, back and forth, going through the mountains, dealing with the snow, properly trained. I said at least about 3 to 6 months. Unless you may have had some prior truck experience that could kind of maybe shorten the time. But what I wanted to talk about in this video is that a lot of times those companies want you to sign a year, 1 year, or some I've even heard say a year and a half clause that you got to work with them. And if you don't stay with them, you got to pay the money back. And I've seen those fees all the way up to, one guy said they charged him $6,000 to go through their school. And so, but I think he said he ended up leaving and they tried to make him pay all of the money back. So that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't necessarily, if I'm going to go, I would make sure that, hey, I'm not signing anything that if something happened, because one of the things that I have seen happen is that they end up putting you with a trainer that you cannot get along with. And that's one of the biggest problems that I've always heard, I've always seen, that they'll put you in a truck with a trainer. One guy said he was in the truck with a trainer that was slapping his hand while he was trying to shift, telling me he wasn't shifting right. I said, man, you mean to tell me this guy was literally slapping me on the hand? He was like, yeah. I said, man, that's, this type of stuff that, how a fight can start in a truck. I've heard some people have told me that the trainer pulled off and left them, at the fuel stops. I said, man, so that's what I'm saying. It's pros and cons of dealing with these particular companies. Very few of them I have met that have been able to successfully go. I got a guy right now I know that's, he went through a school and he had, had to go through about 4 trainers before he could even finish his training. And, and he almost got into a couple of altercations with the trainers because of the way they was talking to him, calling him out of his name. So those are a lot of the downsides of going with a lot of these bigger companies and different things. So if you're going to get your CDL, and if you can find a private company that can teach you, hey, I would recommend, hey, if you can do that. And then you can go to a school and say, a bigger truck driver that may have a training school, say, hey, I got my CDL. What can we negotiate or work out, because I'm not willing to sign any paperwork. In that way, so if you leave, you won't let you, but you came with your CDL, and if you leave and it don't work out through the training process, you won't leave owing them any money because you came with your CDL. So those are a couple of options I would like to say, hey, if you can find a school that you can get your CDL, and then maybe go, or maybe call and say, hey, look, what if I come there with my CDL, do I still have to sign y'all 1 year, year and a half clause that I got to stay working for you guys? Because you don't know. I've heard of one guy was somewhere making a delivery, man, they let him go right. He had did a lease program, went through their training, and was leasing to buy a truck. Right before he almost finished paying for the truck, they fired him and let him go. So that's why I say, when you're dealing with these companies like this and these major platforms, it's good to try to get as much information and make sure you get it in writing, because at the end of the day, they can switch it up on you. If you go there with your CDL, hey, do I have to pay this money back? And, and if it don't work out, I don't owe you nothing if I walk away. So I think those are a lot of the things that you need to ask, you need to get in writing, that if I leave, hey, I came in with my CDL, I don't owe you nothing if it don't work out. And so those are things you guys need to make sure is up front. But as opposed to just walking in you know, just say off the street, getting your CDL, I still would not sign anything because you don't know the type of trainer that they may put you with. I mean, I had one truck driver lady was telling me that you know, the guy in there was trying to make advances toward her, so she had to get out of the truck. You know, the lady said she was married, and you know, the guy wasn't even trying to respect her. So that's why I'm saying, you know, especially with you ladies, you know, hey, you know, if I was you, you know, if you know, like saying if I was a lady, I would request another lady trainer. You know, that's just my take on it, because you don't want to put yourself in a compromising position. But at the end of the day, you know, that's just my take. I wouldn't, if I was a lady, I wouldn't get out there and be trained by a man. I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. I'm not saying all men are bad, or some of them, you know, would do you something. But I'm just saying just to be on the safe side. But that's my take on going to the schools of, hey, I wouldn't go out there. You're not going to get me to sign nothing that says I can't work for nobody else. Because the one guy I was talking to, he said the company said he had to sign some paperwork saying he couldn't work for another company for a year and a half or something to that effect. I'm like, man, so even if it don't work out with them, and which he was getting his CDL through them, you mean tell me I can't work for another company for a year and a half? No, I'm not going to lock myself down like that. Well, look, hey, this is my take on it. Get as much information as you can. And, you know, hey, find out which will work best for you, as opposed to just going in off the street trying to get your CDL with these people. So, hey, look, this is Ron with Top Dollar Trucking. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. When you follow me on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and give me a thumbs up. So when anytime I make a new video, you'll be alerted. And I will touch bases with you guys later. I hope this video will help you guys. And make sure you give me a thumbs up and share this information with all your truck driver friends. Hey, I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all stay safe out there.